Yo, what's going on guys? Jay Alzatine here, and today I'm gonna show you a movement that I use very heavily in my training in order to build up my deadlift and build up my posterior chain and just my functional strength in general. So I'm talking about good morning, specifically with an SSB bar. So a lot of gyms have just straight bars, which we can make work as well, but if your gym has one of these bars, which you're probably not sure what it does, it's an absolute game changer for your training, especially your deadlift training. So the deadlift, when we're in the deadlift, which I just did a whole series on, check that out. We're getting positioned to deadlift, we're here, right? And when we're locking out, we're just throwing our hips into the bar, we're driving our hips into the bar, we're pushing the floor away, and we're pulling through the upper back. So I'm doing a good morning, which I'm gonna show you. We're in a very similar position. We're here with it, I'm loaded here, my core's super loaded, I'm externally rotated through the floor, glutes are tight, and I'm just locking out by pushing my feet through the floor, pushing my hips in, and pulling through my upper back, boom. So when we're doing a good morning, we wanna be thinking about locking our deadlift out essentially. So when we get on this bar, very similar to a squat. I'm gonna get underneath the bar. I'm going to first think about bracing my core. So remember, think about this, rib cage is pulled up, pulling my rib cage down, and I'm pushing out like somebody's gonna punch me in the oblique. Boom. I'm also twisting my legs into the floor, like I'm thinking about corkscrewing my legs through the floor, like this. Think about having a towel under the feet, and twisting through the floor. You should feel your glutes click on as soon as you twist through the floor. So I get under this bar, starting with the feet, twisting into the floor, pulling the floor apart like I'm pulling a towel apart, sitting down on my abs, pushing out, taking a big breath, standing straight up. Upper back's tight as well, squeezing the shoulder blades together. One step back, twist my feet into the floor, keep my core braced, upper back's tight. First movement's hips back. I'm gonna hip hinge back, keep pulling the floor apart, core's tight, hips back, chest naturally comes forward a little bit. When I'm about in this position, I'm then gonna think about pushing my feet through the floor, pushing my hips in by squeezing my glutes, and pulling the upper back to the wall behind me. Boom. Everything's tight. Everything's tight, especially the core. The core needs to be super tight, or else you'll get bent over like this. We don't want to see one of these numbers. Core's tight, upper back squeezed together, shoulder blades are squeezed together. So, we dial our leverages in here. It's gonna directly translate to our deadlift. We get stronger here, we're gonna get directly stronger on the deadlift. So remember the cues, externally rotate through the floor, towel, pulling it apart, pull rib cage down, push out, shoulder blades together, stand up, hip hinge back. Think about having a band under your hips that's pulling you backwards. Chest naturally comes forward. Then I'm pushing, pulling.